had to do this on my friend's car. Like literally yesterday, we just put a radiator in. So I'm quite accustomed to it right now.
Alright, hi, I'm Jack Massey. I'm a 17-year-old. I am a senior in high school at Adolfo Camarillo High School, and this is what I'm up to. When did I start showing interest in cars? So it was probably a little bit before I was 16, which is before I got my license, and I got a 1999 BMW 328i. So I had to get it rolling, get it started up, so that kind of is what sparked my interest in cars.
Hey, Muns, can I get that screw drive, like the Phillips head back?
So I changed my garage into a workstation just because I felt like I needed way more space to handle all of the projects that I was trying to do. So there's only so much that you can do in a driveway, and I kind of felt like, hey, I have the space for it, may as well start making a shop out of it.
Oh, these make me feel like I'm breaking some shit.
No, I got it. The bolt's about to come out.
Do you guys call for any fingers because you have skinny fingers?
Oh, this whole thing is broken.
So I don't have a lot of projects going right now, but some of the things that I am doing is my girlfriend just got a car. It's a 1995 BMW 525i. So she just bought that and sold her Camry. So we're trying to get that car running just as good as her Camry was. And then I'm also trying to get this garage up and running and pumping out a lot of projects, and I plan to start welding for some customers that are coming my way.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to reuse this one. It is beaten up. A bolt on the ground. Oh, I probably need that.
How do I feel about the reckless car culture, like burnouts and takeovers? I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't really like it. I don't think it's safe. If you're trying to do all that stuff, go out to a racetrack and go have fun there where it's regulated, and there's like paramedics and people that can help you if someone gets hurt. So I think people should definitely be safe on the roads. We're all sharing it. Some people don't like to race their cars, and you know, I'd hate to be next to someone doing a burnout, so I'm not going to be the guy doing it for sure. So I think we should definitely be safe on the roads. And how do I feel about the rep that it gives? I don't really like it. I don't want to tell someone that I'm a car person and then get yelled at, or someone gets upset at me because they saw someone doing something else and now I'm related with them. So I think we should definitely be a lot safer on the roads.
It's not for a while.
Why don't we just go back to my house?
That's fine.
The sacrifices I've had to make is definitely time. Time is a huge thing that I have to weigh out. You know, I don't always get to go do some social things, hang out with my friends, play video games because I'm tired after doing all the work. So I've had to weigh out my time a lot and choose where I want to allocate that. And then financially, it costs a lot to get into it. So you know, I've worked a few jobs to save up enough money to get into it. And I've put all of those savings into my passion, my hobby.
So I'm pressure testing the coolant system right now. Just put on a few new parts, and I don't know if any of them are leaking. So this is just a hand pump that I'm putting a bunch of air through this hose, that hose, the radiator, kind of the whole engine. And if this dial starts going lower, that means that there's a leak. And it's looking pretty good. Doesn't look like there's a leak. So we're gonna probably pour some coolant in the system in a moment.
My family's really supportive about this. I mean, they let me take over an entire third car garage, so obviously they're pretty happy with me doing it. They haven't been able to support me financially through it, so it's been all on my shoulders for that, but I'm still super thankful that they let me spend all my time doing this stuff.
So what does your girlfriend think of all this?
I don't know if she's too happy that I'm spending all the time on it. I don't get to spend as much time with her, but I think overall she's pretty happy seeing all this stuff that I do get made and come to fruition. So overall, I think she's pretty happy, but you're gonna have to ask her.
So explain to me that exhaust right behind you.
So this was the first thing that I ever TIG welded, which is a little bit higher of a form of welding. So I went over to a buddy's house who, he's professional at it, he's very good at it. So I asked him if he could teach me some stuff, and we were able to cut up some of these pipes and get them welded together, and then I ended up putting it on my car. And I loved how it sounded, but it was a little too much for me, so I had to take it off. But these are my first welds, and I'm pretty proud of them. I think they look pretty good. Okay, so this is a little bit more complex of a weld. This comes from a straight tube that I cut at an angle, and those angles are able to make up a curve. So this is good for getting into tight spots, for exhausts, or just any other type of tubing. But this was my first real jump into complex welding, and it turned out pretty good.
I don't like it there. Not coming out, it's just a bullet. Radiator will be out momentarily, sir.
So a buddy of mine told me that his friend had cracked a wheel and he needed to get it welded quickly. So he brought it to me, and I was able to look at it, assess the crack that was in it, and drill into it actually, just to make sure that the crack stopped. And then this was my first ever real customer welding project. So it's aluminum welding, which is a little bit harder, but I was able to tackle it. And the wheel holds air, and it balanced pretty good. So excited to get that back to him.